What up, y'all? What up? Grand Rising to the day takers. This is Dictate the Day. I'm Dick, and, I'm going to take my day. Come with me. Join me in this endeavor. Promise, it'll be fun. And if not, you can just make fun of me. All right. Today's Monday, and it's been how should I put this positively? I've had some issues this morning. And now it's the afternoon, and I'm running out of time, so I got us a brief little curation of, you know how I like to do it, thought-provoking, entertaining, do your own research, just for fun, but some of this stuff, whoa. And you know how Dick likes to do it. I like to bring in a little music, set the tone, bring the vibe up, you know what I'm saying. All right, let's dip our toe in the sand, shall we? Okay, that's good. All right. So my collection of crazy curation today, it's kind of all over the place. Some of this stuff, I'll use the terminology eye-opening, awakening, shocking, all that stuff, but it is just entertainment. But, let's get into it. All right, this first one, and this is something that has, I don't know. Why do they gotta hide it from us? What's the deal? What's going on? Check it out. It's about glitter. What?
On the 21st of December 2018, New York Times posted an article titled, "What is Glitter?" This was supposed to be nothing more than an educational article on what glitter is and where it's used in our day-to-day lives. However, what its author didn't realize at the time was that this would ignite one of the most heavily debated rabbit holes in internet history. It started with an odd conversation between the article's writer and a manager from GlitterX, which is one of the largest glitter manufacturers in the US. When I asked Miss Dyer if she could tell me which industry served as GlitterX's biggest market, her answer was instant. "No, I absolutely know I can't." I was taken aback. "But you know what it is?" "Oh, God, yes," she said and laughed. "You would never guess it. Let's just leave it at that." I asked if she could tell me why she couldn't tell me. "Because they don't want you to know that it's glitter. If I looked at it, I wouldn't know it was glitter?" "No, not really." "Would I be able to see the glitter?" "Oh, you'd be able to see something, but I can." The writer then asked if she could tell the buyer's name off record. On the 21st of December 2018, New York...
Yeah, there's hundreds, maybe thousands of clips and videos about this glitter conspiracy. All you got to do is type it in any search window. And it gets deep, man. There are some theories out there, entertainment purposes only. Like it has to do with, I don't know. I'll use the word cloud seeding. How about that? And other things like, I'll let you do your research. I don't want to say anything too crazy. All right, that's all I'm saying. All right, let me pull up this next one. I feel some sort of way about this next one. Because it is strange, troubling, and could still be affecting us today. Entertainment. Let me split us up here. Okay.
When they remove
Oh my God.
the leaded gas, the crime rate falls off a cliff.
That is crazy. Look at this
Yeah.
graph. It's almost like it mirrors it.
Yeah, all these graphs look exactly the same. There's like 7 of them.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Okay, so look at this. Go up a little bit first. So murder from 1900 to 1959 versus paint lead. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's correlation. They're almost mirrored.
Yeah.
And then aggravated assault versus gasoline lead. Same thing. It's like they follow the same path. It's nuts.
What?
Robbery versus gasoline lead. Look at the drop off. With the drop off of gasoline lead, that is nuts.
And it's the same thing with serial killers. The number of serial killers in the 70s and 80s and 90s goes up to the highest that we've seen, about 700 operating in this country during that period. When they remove...
Oh, my God.
It's so short. And I haven't seen this JRE episode. I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm sure they cover a bunch of subject matter, and I'm not really sure who that lady is. But this always reminds me, if you've lived in apartments, and I'm sure homes too that are older, you have to sign this thing about a lead paint acknowledgement, saying that that it's either old school paint on the walls or wherever in the house, and they just say that you want to keep your kids from eating paint chips. Weird. I know kids put stuff in their mouth all the time just because that's what babies do, and it's supposed to be harmful for them for sure. Doesn't sound like a good thing, ingesting lead, but it's kind of, it's still present, lead bullets, all kinds of stuff. It is in our environment for sure. It's just crazy how back in the day when it was more of everywhere, we got all the big, not to say that crime is less now or, nefarious characters are less. I feel like it's more now. But we had all the big stories about, Son of Sam. It's funny, I've seen all the documentaries, and that's the only one I can think of right now because I think that's the most recent one I've seen. But how it's correlated that when the lead goes away, the crazy goes away. This may merit a little more research on my part. I'm going to have to get into it, as they say. All right, let's keep this rolling, man. I'm so behind. Let's go.
Did y'all see how Nebraska is looking right now? I'm going to say something without saying it, but I hope y'all catch on. Look at this shit.
Watch.
This is actually
Check this out right here.
Right now, the camera every once in a while moving around too, but that is a lot of lightning. And that's happening, accompanying winds of 60, 70, even up to 90 miles an hour in the eastern part of Nebraska. So unfortunately, I was just checking on the power outage situation. We're talking about, about 18,000 customers that are all of a sudden without power across Nebraska due to these powerful storms.
So they had a storm in Nebraska. A storm where 18,000 people lost power. But did you see how that lightning was lightening up in the sky?
Yeah.
You probably didn't see, right? I got another video.
Watch this one.
Look at this shit.
Holy.
Again, look at this right here. Tell me, what do you think this is? What does that look like to you? So we're going to play a game.
Fake.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Like a
and
screen.
you're going to answer it in the comments. Who did the Pentagon say was coming back in 2 years? And after you answer that, I want you to answer this. Did that look like lightning to you in the sky? And if it didn't look like lightning to you in the sky, I want to ask you this. In the comments, let me know what you think that looked like. Because it didn't look like what they're saying it is to me. Then I want to ask you this. Has there been any strange things going on where you live? Because ever since a couple of different things happened here, it's been a lot of strange things going on. Things that I've never seen before in my life. Things that you never saw before in your life. So whatever strange things has been going on where you're from, I need you to put that in the comments. Because there's certain things that I can say and that I can't say. But what I will say is this. We all know the truth. And the truth happens to be right in front of our eyes. And it looks like those times, shit is about to get serious.
For real.
Jump in those comments, please, man. I'm out.
Okay.
Did y'all see how Nebraska is looking?
Check this out. I'm gonna dip into this video a little bit. Let's see if I can get
A lot of strange.
Look, I found it. Okay, you'll see you know, the traditional lightning strike kind of go through the sky. That one looked kind of real. But all this other stuff.
Tell me, what do you think this is? What does that look like to you? So we're going to play a game.
And who knows? That might be totally legit. Maybe the cloud coverage, the atmosphere, their elevation, all. But man, it looks kind of suspect. The first thing that entered my mind, because I'm that guy, is are all this stuff that we're seeing that craziness? And it may not be crazy. I don't know. Just my perception. But the 3-Eye Atlas thing, the Anunnaki thing, you know, the radio signals or whatever. I'll use the word grooming us to be, I don't know, more locked into maybe the blue beam thing. I don't know. But I got another video on here. I can't remember where it's at. But this gentleman makes a point about who we're getting the information from and why now, because they've kept it secret for so long. Let's keep on rolling and we'll get there. Let's go.
3 crazy headlines today.
First of all, I see this guy all the time because he's in my feed because of what I research and look at. And I don't know, all this seems a little, but I feel like I'd be remiss if I did not mention it and then go, oh yeah, I saw that one time. So I'm going to show it because what if? Here we go.
None of which you were supposed to hear. Follow and watch till the end because these connect in ways they're not telling you. First, an ex-NASA engineer claims there are trillions of shape-shifting cloak devices hidden across Earth.
Really?
Trillions.
Trillions?
If even a fraction is true, that means they're not rare, they're everywhere. Second, police departments across the US have reportedly been issued a brand new UFO handbook.
That's great.
Reason? They pose significant safety risks. If they don't exist, why the sudden national guide on how to handle them? And third, scientists say a mysterious interstellar object heading towards Earth is not natural, and they've officially ruled out the comet theory. If it's not rock or ice, then what exactly is it? Those on my new Patreon already knew that days ago. 1 headline is strange, 2 is coincidence, but 3 in the same week, that's a pattern, and patterns tell stories. In spite of the headlines, the truth is still out there, if you're willing to look. 3 crazy headlines today, none of which you were supposed to hear. Follow and watch till the end.
I just... The trillions thing seems kind of far-fetched. This mysterious interstellar object, not natural. We've been hearing that. I believe he's referring to the 3-Eye Atlas thing. Which, also, I've got another clip about this 3-Eye Atlas thing. Because floating around the TikTok, the YouTube, all that is, for some reason, just a few days ago, they reported, hey, this thing's not coming in November, October. It's coming in 2 weeks. But no one knows where that information came from. And is that just people trying to get clicks? I don't know. But the most shocking thing, I shouldn't say shocking, but like makes me ponder, is that police get a new UFO handbook. Man, I would love to see that. If that's real, I would love to see that handbook. And is that just another attempt to make us believe? I don't know. You decide. Entertainment. Your decision, not mine. Here we go.
You know Bali, when somebody says,
oh,
I'm
this
going
is nuts.
to Bali,
this is just for fun, y'all.
Like, oh yeah, have a lovely time, mate. It's supposed to be absolutely beautiful there, right? Which it is.
Watch.
But get ready to see this when you go to Bali.
If you've been looking for a reason to not come to Bali, this is it.
I'm not super freaked out about spiders, but
look at the state of this.
That's too many, and they're too big. Oh, what? I'm good.
Mate, that looks like Halloween when someone decorates their front lawn.
Mm-hmm.
You know Bali, when somebody says, oh, I'm going to Bali, and people are like, oh yeah, have a lovely...
Tropical paradise. God. Woo. All right, yeah, that was just for fun. Here we go.
Let's talk about the real story of the UFO world.
Check this.
If you ask me, it's the architecture of the narrative. What do I mean by that? Well, in every era, there's been a system for controlling the UFO conversation. For example, in the 50s, it was the Air Force. It was Project Blue Book. In the 90s, it was Pentagon, insiders running shadowy black programs that most people didn't know about. And now, in my opinion, we're in the age of curated disclosure. We've all seen it. It's the same names. It's the same sanitized footage being passed around as credible. And meanwhile, the stranger, harder to explain things just kind of disappear. And that's all choreography. It's like being invited into a building but only allowed into the lobby, where you can look around, you can take pictures, but you better believe that you're never stepping into that elevator without an invitation. So why now? Why, after 70 plus years of denial, are these revelations trickling out? And why is it happening through people with deep intelligence backgrounds and strategic media ties? I mean, maybe the phenomena is too big to ignore anymore. Could be. Or maybe what we're seeing is a carefully shaped preview. Something important is happening right now, though. So I want to mention that Senator Mike Rounds and Senator Chuck Schumer have reintroduced the UAP Disclosure Act. This is a bill that would force the government and its private contractors to disclose what they know about non-human intelligence. And there's even a public petition to help push this through Congress. You can check it out at uapda.org. I'll link it below, because the real UFO story is hidden in the shadows of the institutions telling the story. Let's help take back control of the narrative. Let's talk about the real...
Appreciate you, hallucination hippies. I love that those words put together is dope. Yeah. What he said. Like, it's been talked about for many years now, and it's all like, it's nothing, and now it's something, check it out. But it's all the higher ups, all the ones that control what we see, hear, believe, get upset about, get happy about, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, interesting. I'm just kind of looking through the comments here. Curated disclosure. It is the perfect way to describe what's happening right now. Like, out of all this, I still don't know what to believe. And this is supposed to be coming from our news stations as well. Everything from the 3i Atlas thing. I mean, all of it. The UAPs. Why now? Are they saying, oh, it's legit and we don't know where they're from, we think they're from the ocean, and all this kind of... Why now? Why now? You know what I think. Project, you already know what I'm gonna say. I don't even care about saying it anymore. Project Bluebeam. Entertainment. It's just, I'm kidding. Here we go.
Developing news coming out in the past.
Sorry, y'all. I cannot get enough of earthquake stuff. For one, I love it. But if you've been paying attention to any of our Earth's shake, rattle, and roll lately, it's a lot. It's a lot. Wildfires, floods, tsunamis, all this. But these earthquakes, watch it. This is like 3 minutes long. Check it out.
Last hour of a new 6.1 magnitude earthquake that just struck, along with several others in the last 24 hours. We're receiving ring of fire in the Pacific warnings and new volcanoes erupting, and specifically concerns with the west coast of North America, California, Alaska. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest so that way you can see it for yourself, coming out today, August 10th, 2025. Take a look at the latest headlines with me. Earthquake of a magnitude 6.1 has just struck in western Turkey. This coming out, you can see 57 minutes ago today, August 10th, 2025. Here's another article that just came out. Turkey struck by 6.1 magnitude earthquake. Here is what to know. Now, also in the last 24 hours, take a look at this. Guatemala rattled by a 5.9 magnitude earthquake as well. And as I mentioned, concerns of a massive earthquake that could be brewing beneath North America, study suggests. And I shared with you other articles on this study, as they're saying the west coast of the North America needs to be on the lookout. Right now, concerns of not just the San Andreas fault, but faults going up the north coast to Oregon, Washington, into Alaska. And take a look at this. Now, this coming out a couple days ago, Ring of Fire shocks raise West Coast fears. As we were hearing the Ring of Fire, the faults, the volcanoes, they are erupting in mass ever since we saw that 8.8 quake rock Russia's coast. And here's another one coming out just yesterday. Japan's volcano erupts, sending ash plumes, another volcano. And take a look at the volcanic activity. As of yesterday, you can see that Pacific Ring of Fire all along the Pacific. You can see in Central America, South America, up by Alaska, and over by Asia, all along there, volcanoes are erupting left and right. And take a look at this. If you just Google earthquake right now, you can see 6.1 magnitude earthquake just struck off of Turkey today. Yesterday, 5.9 struck Guam. Another 5.9 struck Guatemala. And also you can see a 6.0 struck in Russia yet again. Earthquake after earthquake is happening right now. The Pacific Ring of Fire is shaking. The tectonic plates are moving. Volcanoes are erupting, and there are major warnings of new faults waking up at this time. And again, like I said, today is August the 10th. It was exactly 1 week ago, last Sunday, I shared with you, I believe it was, that we saw that 7.0 rock Russia, and we saw new volcanoes erupting. And just a couple days before that, we had seen that 8.8 hit, and there were tsunami warnings that were released. So there is a lot of activity happening in our Earth right now. And as of today, August 10th, we are seeing new major quakes. Developing news coming out in the past.
Excuse me. I'm a little bit older, you know, almost 50, and if you're close to my age, you remember the earthquake that was in California in the 90s. Some of the pictures from that, if you want, that's worth a little research just to see images of like the highways there collapsing, and just, it was crazy. I don't hear a lot of talk about that anymore, but I've had this weird feeling, not to get too, woo-woo, whoa, but something about California, and, that's the San Andreas, but it is, just above, it's the Cascadian subduction zone and all that, and with all this movement going on, on the other parts of the world, and then also that weird, they keep calling it a hot blob that's moving from Pennsylvania up to New York. It's supposed to be lava that's traversing the underground somehow. Maybe there's a tunnel or something, and it's shifting due to, who knows? Not a scientist, and just for entertainment. But I just got this feeling something's gonna pop off, y'all. Deep down inside, I feel that weird tingle. And I say, for the past, 3 or 4 videos, I've put up stuff about earthquakes. And I've said maybe once, but I'll say it again. Pay attention. This is a part of, I'm just putting the word out just in case. Entertainment, but just in case. It's real. I know inflation is crazy and times are hard right now, but every time you go to the store, if you can just buy one thing that would help you prepare for anything, it doesn't have to be this. And I mean just an extra case of water. It's like $4, $4 or $5, depending on what brand you buy. 1 or 2 canned soups every time you go that just don't expire for a while, and you keep them in there. Flashlight, batteries. And if you want to get a little deeper, they have these things called life straws, to where if you run out of the water that you have saved, you can pretty much drink any water that you find. There are some limitations, but just in case. These are all good things, just in case. If it helps one person, I'm good. All right, here we go.
3i Atlas is not arriving.
This is what I was talking about. They keep changing the date on this 3i Atlas thing. I don't know where this information came from. He's going to let us know, and I don't know where he's getting his information from, so I don't know if this is legit either. But people were saying it's going to be here in 2 weeks, and he's going to refute that. Check it out.
in 2 weeks. The amount of videos I keep getting tagged in where people were sitting there saying 3O Atlas is arriving in 2 weeks. They have been saying. Who has been saying? There's no evidence, there's nothing out there to suggest that this thing has just drunk a litre of Mountain Dew and said, yeah, alright bruv, and send it to our frickin' solar system in 2 weeks. It's not happening. 3O Atlas still has an arrival date of October 29th, what will be closest to the sun, so it's not changed anything with it. I mean, talking to Arvy Leib and a few other astronomers as well, nothing's changed. The original sort of observations still stand. This object still is very weird, and the observables still stand too. It's the third interstellar object that's entered our solar system that we've observed. Now, this object still has a very fast incoming speed. It hasn't increased and just decided to come here in 2 weeks, but it's still traveling very fast from what we've seen previously, right? It has a different orbital tilt, and also the cometary outgassing happened way earlier than what we've observed and seen with previous comets before, right? When it comes to the weird phenomena, we still need to look out for the 5 observables, right? And it's the sudden and instantaneous acceleration is a major one. When this thing just decides to haul buttocks, bruv, towards our solar system, we should definitely be asking questions. And the crunch point will be when it comes towards the sun, if it decides to change trajectory. That would be like, oh damn. Number 2 would be hypersonic velocities without signatures. Number 3 is low observability and stealth, so if it just kind of disappears or just kind of changes its observables, then again, very strange. Transmedium travel and positive lift without visible means of propulsion. Again, you know, until we see this, I don't know. So yes, it is real. It is coming. You know, you can see it yourself at home with a very good setup of a telescope. But, you know, it's not arriving in 2 weeks. It's still coming in October. But until we have more developments and scientists and astronomers alike come out with more information, we will just have to sit and wait for more data. So, yeah, not 2 weeks. 3O Atlas is not arriving in 2 weeks.
So the first comment on the TikTok there is, it's showing you, this is the comment, it's showing you that certain content creators just echo each other, even if it's not true. And I'll tell you, this almost got me today, because this is one of the first things I found. I think it was last night. And then as I kept going, and then today I found this, and I found several other that people just don't know where that information came from. So it's kind of like an echo chamber of who knows where it came from. I'm sure it gets clicks, and that's probably a part of it. And what you're seeing behind him is all this. There's more than this now, for sure, of people saying it's coming in 2 weeks. It's coming in 2 weeks. It's supposed to be like late November, early October. But I keep thinking, because Halloween is October, what if it shows up on All Hallows Eve? I mean, if you're writing a movie script, what's really going on? What is this? Okay, next.
You're saying that we should be able...
All right, this dude, Alexander Wang, that Sean Ryan is interviewing, I believe he's the youngest billionaire, and he's a cutting-edge scientist that deals with AI, and he's a big farmer of information that AI reads or something. It's something. It's over my bro science head, but check, this is something that our future might hold.
Able to upload our consciousness?
Yeah, the technology will exist to upload your consciousness onto a computer.
Holy.
That's true immortality. That's the closest thing you'll get to true immortality. It's probably going to become a very natural path for most humans.
What would it even be uploaded into? Like a cloud?
Yeah, it'd be uploaded to a cloud.
Do you think that you can experience life by uploading your consciousness to a cloud?
Eventually, yeah, if you uploaded and then you could download into a humanoid robot, then you would experience the real world like any other world. Or you could continue in some kind of simulated universe, play a video game in the cloud kind of thing.
What do you think happens when you die?
Elon always talks about we live in a simulation. As AI has gotten better at better simulating the world, it's making me think more and more that we probably live in a simulation.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. You're saying that we should be able to upload our consciousness?
Yeah, the technology will exist to upload your consciousness onto a computer.
How? You know, what if... So much of my day is filled with what if. I tend to overthink. It is one of my personality traits, sometimes flaw. But let's say the whole idea of your soul is what many people believe. If you upload your consciousness to a computer, is your soul still attached to that? I don't know. It is so crazy that I'm even talking about this. Like, this is where we're at right now. I just, wow. Wow, y'all. Wow. Technical, what's a good way to term that? Tech immortality? I don't know. Upload your soul. Just, wow. It makes me, I'm a big video gamer. Not as much as I would like. But man, it would be cool to, you know, it's like the Uber version of virtual reality. You actually put your consciousness in it. Yeah, I don't know. Something fun, scary, all that. Here we go. Entertainment.
I met the late Dr. Werner von Braun.
Ooh, Snapdragon. Okay. I've talked about this multiple times. And this is, I'm trying to set this up with enough. If you don't know who this right here, this guy is, this young lady supposedly worked with him back in the 70s. She was like his assistant or something. But that gentleman right there is what they call the godfather of NASA. He's a rocket scientist from Germany that we basically, I don't want to use the word kidnapped, but he was a big rocket scientist, and from the history books, kind of a horrible person, because he was working for, you know, that military that they had back during World War II that I don't even think I could say that word. That specialized German military group that did horrible stuff over there. He was one of the scientists. And then when they didn't fare so well in that World War II thing, we took all their top people, and he is one that we brought over. And man, he's got some dark stuff that surrounds. If you do any research on Werner von Braun, but what we're about to hear is her tell a story that while he was, you know, exiting the realm on his deathbed, he was giving her warnings. And it's so crazy that this kind of coincides to what's going on right now. Check it out.
Early 74. At that time, von Braun was dying of cancer, but he assured me that he would live a few more years in order to tell me about the game that was being played. And as practically a deathbed speech, he educated me about those concepts and who the players were in this game. The strategy that Werner von Braun taught me was that first the Russians are going to be considered to be the enemy. In fact, when I met him in 74, they were the enemy, the identified enemy. We were told that they had killer satellites. We were told that they were coming to get us and control us, the dirty commies, that whole story. First, the Russians were the enemy against whom we're going to build space-based weapons. Then terrorists would be identified, and that was soon to follow. We heard a lot about terrorism. Then we were going to identify third world country crazies. We now call them nations of concern. But he said that would be the third enemy against whom we would be needing to build space-based weapons. And the next enemy was asteroids. Now at this point, he kind of chuckled the first time he said it. Asteroids, against asteroids we're going to build space-based weapons. So it was funny then. And the funniest one of all was against what he called aliens, extraterrestrials. That would be the final card. And over and over and over, during the 4 years that I knew him and was giving his speeches for him, he would bring up that last card. And remember, Carol, the last card is the alien card. We're going to have to build space-based weapons against aliens. And all of it, he said, is a lie. A lie. And that the last card that was being held was the extraterrestrial enemy card. The intensity with which he said that made me realize that he knew something that he was too afraid to mention. He was too afraid to talk about it. He would not tell me the details. I'm not sure that I would have absorbed them if he had told me the details or even believed him in 1974. But there was no question that that man knew. I met the late Dr. Werner von Braun.
Interesting. Yeah. Strange how he made sure to tell her all the time, hey, the aliens are not going to be real. And I don't know where I first... This may be my own little Mandela thing. But I've always heard the first alien attack will not be real. Like, don't believe the first one. What about the second one? What are we talking about? I don't know. Help me decide. Put something in the comments. You know what I mean? While you're at it, oh, shout out. I got a new subscriber. What up? I'm up to 108. Appreciate you. Yeah. And I'm pushing I'm like close to 90 of my videos here. I'm in there. I'm doing it. And thank you so much if you join me in this endeavor. I know I don't have a lot. Not yet. But hey, we working on it. All right, that's the last one, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and dip. Like I said, today is a busy day for me. And I have already had so many obstacles to deal with. So I'm just going to keep right on trucking. Keeping it positive. Oh, yeah. And then you know how I like to get out of here. Remember, today, just entertainment. But it is Monday. And I know how Mondays can get. Because I'm kind of having one right now, too. Man, I'm still tired from last night. The caffeine ain't hitting right. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to take this day. Take the day. Or just dictate your day. You know what I mean? I like it. I thought it was cool, so I'm going to keep it forever. But thank you once again. Much love. Appreciate it a lot. My outro is always the same. And because I really do believe this. Spread your love. Share your knowledge. Watch. Things will just start working out. I promise. Real important. I think it's real important. But other than that, let's keep on grooving. Just so happens the name of this song that I'm about to play us out to is Groove. I kind of like it. So yeah, I'll see y'all on the flip side. Dick gotta dip. I'll see you on the flip. I'll probably see you on Wednesday. I don't know. I'm thinking about doing something different for the video. I'm working on it. I'll share next time. But may the rest of your day be amazing for us all. Love you guys. Here we go. The day's gonna get better, I promise. Here we go.